the National Football League on EA Sports. And all eyes are on Jared Goff.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Detroit Lions and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Fields it right around the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Well, we get our first look at this New York Jets offense. Really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, second overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Wilson going to come out throwing. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. The numbers for him from a week ago. 4 catches, 52 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Play action. Now Wilson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Charles Harris has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Goff. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. Off play action. Here's Goff. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. On 1st and 10, Goff. And it's complete to Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The Lions at 4-9 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 18-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
3rd and 2, Goff. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. Badgley's kick is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
They'll toss it out right here to Hall. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Aiden Hutchinson with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Now, the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's Goff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a 4th down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the first down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he is going to have a Jets first down. He's going to be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now Wilson on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And they're going to get this up to midfield. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's more. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 30. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Wilson. And that is incomplete. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. He'll buy some time right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Goff again. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Back to throw. Right there with him to force that to the ground. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They go play action now. Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing is Wilson. And that's incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he is going to have a Lions first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
On first down, Goff. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And connecting here with DJ Shark. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 30. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the running game with Swift. About 3 yards there to the 27. Now this drive, they're 2 for but they need 7 yards here. Now it's gone. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The final 4 weeks of the NFL season are upon us, and we got some intriguing matchups in prime time. Tonight, Patriots and Raiders, that's in Vegas. Josh McDaniels taking on his former employer there. And then Monday Night Football, the Rams and Packers from what should be a frosty Lambeau Field. 8:15 Eastern Time, 7:15 in Green Bay. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Wilson now off the bootleg. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. A nice little juke. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. But just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with it or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Now the second-year man from Carolina, this is Michael Carter. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Hall again on 2nd down. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jets have moved out in front. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Taking it about the 1. The Lions offense set to take over. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. And this offense on third down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
When you're dead last in the NFL in third down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about them picking up that one? That was big for them.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Goff. He'll find Williams on the slant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Goff a handoff here to Swift. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Goff on first down. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Throwing again on second down. Goff. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Nico Collins from 19 yards away. And the Lions will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And check down, complete to Hall. On the draw, it's Hall. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want, not just as a team, but as individuals. He's got to stretch a little bit to get there. That might be what they're talking about during the practice sessions, in their meetings. Hey, we can still get this done. Let's go ahead and feed him the ball.
And the offensive line, I'm sure they're well aware of where he stands as well.
They are, and I think for them, it would be an even better accomplishment to get there now because it seems like a little bit of a reach.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Badgley able to knock this one through, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And in the second quarter, it is the Eagles who are out in front. The Eagles still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. A touchdown there for Alvin Kamara. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities. Check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Michael Pittman, a touchdown catch in the victory. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Off play action. Here's Goff. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there looked like nobody open. Now second down.
On second down, Swift.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Throwing on third, Goff. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets will take over first and 10. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
Hall ought to give up the middle.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Aiden Hutchinson
Able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Here's the Jets punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
C.J. Mosley getting to him behind the line of scrimmage there.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Goff. Got his man. It's Williams. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he's got some space here.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. Nothing can stop him. And he's taken down inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. From the gun, here's Swift.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Goff now looking to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Swift. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
It's kind of an interesting decision. One-score game, 3rd quarter. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm willing to go out on the limb on this one and go for it. And here's why. If I set it up right now and go get the touchdown, I'm in firm control of this ball game. My team has a ton of confidence. If I don't get it, hey, I rely on my defense. And if somehow they go downfield on me and score, so be it. I want to be in control and in firm control right now.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Jets are going to get the football back. So a drive that covers almost the entire length of the field will result in 0 points.
That frustration is not just going to be felt by the guys on offense either. It's going to be felt throughout the entire team, isn't it? I mean, we've been there before, right? We've seen it. That deflation can go through the entire ranks. They're going to have to really work to make sure it doesn't affect them going forward.
All again on 2nd down.
And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, 1st down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They go play action with Wilson. Out to his left. Gets around him. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Wilson.
That pass complete to Moore. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another 1st.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
A handoff for Hall. And there just continues to be no way to run. He's officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Hall again on 2nd down.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
Well, this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
They'll run right here with Swift.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
He'll drop this one off to Swift.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the 1st down. So you got to think, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
43 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, Oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He finds Corey Davis.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On first down, Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 27. Here's Wilson to throw.
And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down. Able to connect with Mims. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Third and 2, now Wilson.
They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Throwing on second and 3. Wilson, this is caught.
Wilson and more there for a Jets first. They'll run with Hall.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets put together a fourth quarter drive to take the lead. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Zerline now for the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was finished off by the rookie Breece Hall. This will be fielded inside the 5. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here.
On first down, it's gone. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. From the gun, here's Goff. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain there of 21 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. From the 50, it's gone. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Goff.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff.
Open man there is Collins, complete.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
To the air again, Goff. And it's complete to Mitchell. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the 1st of his timeouts.
Oh, felt like that move deserved more than he got there. A gain of 2. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Goff now to throw.
He'll get this off to Swift.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Goff.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Here we go with Williams. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20.
74 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now it's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here.
Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
So here's Goff and the Lions.
Down 17-13, a minute 51 on the clock. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. Goff.
St. Brown on the catch. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Goff now to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now Goff. And he slings one that's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now it's Goff.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And that makes him now 0 for 3 on 4th down attempts.
A lot of people would say they're showing a lot of guts going for it this many times on 4th down. I think they'd have to start thinking with their head a little bit more than with their gut and their emotions because it's not working for them. They've got to figure out what's been going wrong.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Jets, it's a 4th win of the campaign as they get to 4-10 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.